Uses of nouns in a sentence. A noun is one of the essential parts of a sentence in English. However, most of the people have trouble using a noun when it's not the subject of a sentence. First, I will give a definition of a noun based on the American Heritage Dictionary of the English language, for it's important to know clearly a noun definition before explaining how to use it. Then, we will briefly review the 9 principal uses of a noun in a sentence according to Walter K. Smart in his book English Review Grammar. Likewise, we will see some examples of each use. The American Heritage Dictionary of the English language defines a noun as a word which is part of the speech used to represent living or non-living things, places, and abstract ideas. It says that it is any of the words belonging to this part of speech, such as neighbor, window, happiness, or negotiation. It names some functions as subject or object of a verb, the object of preposition, or an appositive. However, there are more than these 4 functions that the American Heritage Dictionary of the English language mentions. Thus, we are going to focus mainly on the 9 uses of the English Review Grammar. The first use that the English Review Grammar remarks is well recognized by everybody as subject of a verb. Here, the noun represents what is being talked about in the sentence. For examples, in the sentence Medellin was founded in 1675, Medellin is a noun that represents a place and is the subject of the compound verb was founded. Consequently, Medellin is the place that was founded in 1675. Next use will show us a similar function. Second use is predicate noun. A predicate noun normally comes after the verb be or a linking verb that replaces or means the same thing as the subject of the sentence. It answers the question what or who. For instance, in the sentence Juan is a singer, singer is the predicate noun and is the same person as Juanes. If you ask who is Juanes, the answer is a singer. However, a noun does not always act as the thing, place, or person which is doing the action, or the sentence is talking about. It operates many times as the subject that receives the action that the subject executes. The third way a noun can be used is as a direct object of the verb. A direct object names the receiver of the action indicated by the verb, and it answers the question what or whom. Unlike the predicate noun, a noun as a direct object represents a different person or thing from the subject. For example, in the sentence Governor Fajardo delivered a speech on television yesterday morning, the noun as a direct object answers the question, the Governor Fajardo delivered what? Which will be a speech. A direct object in a sentence is clearly related with the next use of a noun. The fourth use of a noun is as indirect object of the verb, which receives the action of the verb indirectly through the direct object. It tells to whom or to what or for whom or for what something was done, and it usually precedes the direct object. For example, in the sentence Universidad de Antioquia made its students a new building, the noun students is the indirect object receiving a new building, the direct object. The Universidad de Antioquia, the subject, built. So, for whom Universidad de Antioquia made a new building, the answer will be for its students. To answer this question, we make use of a preposition which gives us the next use. The fifth way a noun can be used is as the object of the preposition. First of all, we must know what a preposition is. According to the Oxford Dictionary, a preposition is a word such as after, from, for, by, in, to, on, and with, which are usually used in front of nouns or pronouns, and they show the relationship between them and other words in a sentence. They can describe the position of something, the time when something happens, or the way in which something is done. A noun that is used as an object of the preposition answers the question what or whom after the preposition. For instance, in the sentence Colombia has a territorial dispute with Nicaragua, Nicaragua is the place which Colombia, the subject, has a territorial dispute with the preposition. The positive is the sixth use of a noun. Here a word or a phrase stands for the same person or thing represented by the subject. It explains, identifies, or gives information about that word. The appositive is set off from the sentence by 1 or 2 commas. Even though a predicate noun and a noun in a position with the subject act as the same person or thing as the subject, they are distinguished by the fact that the predicate noun is connected with the subject by a verb. For instance, in the sentence, Mr. Gaviria, the mayor of Medellin, proposed a new law, we give more information about Mr. Gaviria with the appositive, the mayor of Medellin. Noun also can be used as an object complement, which is a word that completes the meaning of a direct object. It is used when the direct object does not make complete sense by itself. For example, in the sentence, the School of Language's name is New Magazine Spotlight, magazine is the direct object that the School of Languages named. However, it does not have complete sense without a spotlight, the name noun, which is used as an object complement. The seventh noun function is not so difficult compared with the use number 8. The eighth use of a noun is in a nominative absolute construction, which is made up of a noun followed by a participle. When this construction is placed at the beginning of a sentence, it must be carefully distinguished from a noun used as the subject of the verb. For example, in the sentence, the assembly done, students left the Camilo Torres Theater, assembly is the nominative absolute construction with the participle done, and students is the subject of the verb left. Even though assembly is at the beginning of the sentence, it's not the subject of the principal verb. Use number 9 will show a similar case. The use of a noun in a sentence is called direct address. In this construction, a speaker or a writer directly addresses another individual by the name of the individual who is addressed. Conventionally, the individual's name is set off by a comma or a pair of commas. Here we find a noun that is not the subject of the sentence, but is the name or word by which the person or thing is addressed. For example, Peter, it's time to go. In this sentence, Peter is a noun that represents the person who is called. However, he is not the subject of the verb is. These two uses show how nouns can be placed in the same part of the sentence without carrying the same function. To sum up, it is important to know how a noun can be used in a sentence, since nouns are a vital part of a speech in English. As we see, they can be used in different parts of a sentence, and we can give them many functions. Nouns can have simple functions as a subject, appositive, and direct address, and less simple like predicate noun, direct and indirect objects, object of a preposition, or object complement, and a little more complicated as a nominative absolute. Furthermore, any word having one of these 9 uses in a sentence is a noun or a noun equivalent in that sentence, although it may be another part of the speech in another sentence. Though there are some other noun functions, these 9 uses will improve the way you communicate in English.